Hi, welcome back to Invent Academy. I'm Jennifer, and in this video, we will be covering how to program an Arduino board. Now, I want you all to log into your Tinkercad accounts, and it will bring you up to this page. You may be under 3D designs from the CAD portion of this week, but I want you to click under circuits and then click create a new circuit. You have probably learned about this Tinkercad, the functionalities, and so I want you all to click up here, and we're going to rename this into Arduino Programming. Then we are going to create this board. So go under Components, we're going to click Starters, Arduino, and we're going to drag this breadboard out. While it's loading, I'm going to explain exactly what Arduino programming is. So Arduino programming is very similar to C or C++, those languages, but Arduino programming has its own specific variables that make it easier to program. And we're going to explore this through block coding. As you can see, this came out. You have probably learned a bit about how to build an LED circuit in past videos, so we're going to move through this a little bit more quickly, but feel free to go back to those videos if you want more clarification. We also will have slides posted that you can look at in order to see the correct setup. But right now we're going to delete these two wires because we don't need them right now, and then go under basic components, and we're going to drag out an LED onto our board. We're also going to drag out a resistor in order to have our LED receive the correct amount of electricity from our board that it needs. And then we're going to add wires. So we're going to add a wire from digital pin 6 up to this resistor. I like having my wires match, so I'm going to choose the color for this wire to be red. And I choose red for any time electricity is being given to a component. And then from the cathode end, I'm going to connect it to the negative line down here, and I'm going to choose black for that because it is outputting energy or returning that leftover energy back to our Arduino unit. Now I want you all to click code, and we're going to delete this here. Now if you were on block coding, all you have to do is click on this segment, and you see we have text, blocks plus text, but we're just going to click on the blocks one, and then if you have any code there already, just drag that out. This is very similar to the SNAP by University of Berkeley, as we have different choices we can select in order to determine what options of code we see. And it's also similar in the fact that we just drag out one of these and it works like that. You can drag it back to delete it, or you can right click to delete, or you can drag it down to this trash can. Now we want to click Control. And in order for our LED to light up, what do you think needs to happen? If you go to the output spot, you may see set pin to high. And let's drag one of these out. So we want to set our pin. So we see the digital pin it's connected to is 6. So we want to select 6. And now if we just run this, you see our LED is lit up. It has been set to high, which stands for we're giving it this electricity, so it's going to have the electricity it needs to brighten. And so we have that. But for our task at hand, we want to have it blink on and off. And so we want to say, we want it to wait, let's say 2 seconds. So it's going to stay lit up for 2 seconds. And then we are going to say set, not the built-in. That might be a mistake you make. You want to actually be selecting the one it is connected to. So the second option is what we want. So we're going to click set pin 6 to low, and then we're going to select this wait button under the control option 2, and we're going to say wait 2 seconds. And now if we run it, it's going to blink on for 2 seconds, and then it will blink off for 2 seconds. And as you can see, it's blinking on, blinking off, blinking on, and blinking off. So that is the first part of our demonstration. It's just to build this circuit and go through this code. Now we want to be able to connect a push button So we can click on the push button and then the LED will light up. Now, before we move on to that, I want you all to click on this blocks plus text. And you can see the actual code that was written for each of these blocks. We have a digital write function, which is what is actually telling it to light up. We have this delay, which is going to wait the 2 seconds. And we have this setup function, which gets our pin at 6 ready to have these values outputted to it. But we're going to continue on just the blocks for now. For our push button, we're going to need to add more components to this Arduino unit. And so let's click off of the coding tab for now. And as you can see here, we have this push button option. So we just add that there. And then from any of the terminals, we're going to connect that to another one of these digital pins. And so let's just go to 4 for now, click red, and then we're going to click here and drag down to our negative. So it's a complete circuit, and now we have the setup we need. When we go back to code, we now need a slightly different setup. So let's delete this for now. And we're going to be reading in what is happening here. And so if you go here, it says we can read from a digital pin, which is what we need. So we're going to click that, and we're going to set it to 4. Now, we need a variable to store whatever is happening here. So if you click on variables, we're going to create a variable for, let's call it this push button. Click OK, and here we can set it to a certain value. And we're going to actually drag this read one in. So all this is saying is we're going to set this variable push button to whatever value we read in from this piece. Now, we are going to use those conditional statements we talked about in the programming logic module to determine whether or not this LED needs to light up. So we need to go to this math because we need a comparison component. And as you can see here, this is our block for comparisons. Right now it is set to less than, and we're going to set it here, but we want to set it equal. And what we're going to say is we're going to say if our push button variable is equal to this value of high, well, actually, right now it's high. We need it to say low. So if our push button is pushed down, so low, then we want our LED to light up. And so we're going to output to the pin again, and this was pin 6. We're going to have it light up. Otherwise, so else, so if our push button is pushed down, then we're going to set it high. But if our push button is not pushed down, then we want, oh, see, I made the same mistake here. I said the built-in LED, but we want to actually set our pin. So set pin 6. We want to set it to low, so our LED will be turned off. Now, if we run this, it will just be on, and it's not working exactly correctly. And this is not a mistake on our part. This is the correct code, but there is a bug or a slight error in the Tinkercad system. And so what we are going to do is we are going to go to this blocks plus, we're going to go to the blocks plus text, and we can see how this code is translated. But we actually need to make one slight adjustment to the actual code. And so I want you to click on now the text one. And you're just going to click continue. It will save what we have. And the only alteration we need to make is we're going to add the term pull up here. And this term is unique for the push button, and that is why our block code didn't do it exactly correctly. But once we add this in, it will work properly. So now if you click start, we see it is turned off, and then when we press it, it turns on. And so that is how you program a push button with an LED. I hope you enjoyed this module, and I hope you enjoy the projects where you will be exploring how to code in Arduino more. later. Bye!